Hey guys, so in this video, we're going to go ahead and fill in the Metric Mania chart. So those of you that maybe missed this class and you need to take your notes, this is where you can get it. So that just makes it, so if you're at home, you can make up class there, or we can make it up during advisory, but you don't have to come see me and I don't have to reteach this. You can just watch this video. It makes life easier. So we talked about metric system in class, and the reason why scientists use metric system is because it's based off the number 10. So let's go ahead and write that. Metric is based off 10. Okay, that's really important. Scientists like their lives to be easy. If it's based off 10, then it makes their lives a little bit easier. The other reason why we use the metric system is because all scientists want to be able to talk in the same language. They want to share their results in the same language so that they can replicate them. If they're not in the same language, it takes a lot of work, a lot more effort. Scientists want to work faster, but they also want to work smarter. So they want to get it done, but they want it to be done in an efficient way. So why not use the same system? So in science, we will use the metric system. We will always use decimals, and we won't use fractions, okay? So when we talk about the basic unit of measurements in the metric system, we talk about typically the measurements that we use that don't include prefixes. So under basic unit, let's put no prefix. Okay, so there's no prefix in front of the term that you're using. So let's say we're talking about measurements of mass. So you're taking the mass of something. You would use grams as the basic unit. There's no prefix in front of that. So milligrams. So the milli is the prefix in front of grams. And so for grams, the abbreviation is G. Okay, well then for, let's say we're talking about length. Hopefully you know the basic unit for length, if we're to have no prefix in front of it in the metric system, is meters, with our abbreviation being M. And then last but not least, if we talk about the volume of a liquid, so we're talking about volumes, we would be in liters. And we don't have any prefixes in front of liters. So those are going to be our basic units, typically the units that we refer to that don't have prefixes in front of them. Now in the metric system, we have units that are smaller. Sometimes it's smarter to work in the smaller unit. So if I'm measuring my pencil here, I'm not going to use a meter stick to measure my pencil. Okay, this is so much smaller than that. I would want to use something smaller, maybe centimeters. Milliliters might be a little too small, but centimeters would be better. Or maybe this next one. So the one right below the basic unit is going to be the deci. So that's the prefix. It would be deci, then meters, okay? The abbreviation for deci is D. And anytime that I go from the basic unit down, okay, to maybe a smaller unit, okay, or if I go from my basic unit, so grams to decigrams, so that would be DG, I would want to multiply my grams by 10, okay? These are all, if I go then from deci to this next one, which is centi, I would multiply whatever number I have by 10 to go from this one to this one. Okay, makes life really simple, and that's why the metric system is awesome. Okay, so this is our deci. The next one, like we said, was centi. The abbreviation for centi is C. If we are talking about centimeters, we'd go from cm. Now, the basic unit is 100 times bigger than the centi. So if we are multiply it by 100 times. Now don't forget, this is just only if we're dealing with the basic units and going from that to then smaller. Okay, so but if you're going from one box to the next box, it's by tens, okay? If I was going from deci then to milli here, I move down 1, 2. That means I would then multiply it by 100 times if I was going from deci to milli, okay? But if I'm going from basic unit then to my milli, it would be 1,000. So there are 1,000 milligrams in 1 gram, okay? So let's say if we are in milliliters, it would be ml, so our abbreviation is the M there. So that's the prefix. And a lot of times, let's go ahead and put little hyphens there because you're typically going to see something after that prefix. Okay, and again, these numbers deal with just the basic unit, only when converting from basic unit. Okay, so then if you're going from basic unit to anything larger, instead of multiplying, you're going to divide. So this one would be by 10. So one step bigger than our basic unit, we call the deca. And that's abbreviated DA. Okay, and let's say a decagram would be DAG. Okay, so there's our example. If we're going then, our next one is called hecto. That we would then divide by 1,000, or 100, I apologize. The abbreviation for hecto is just an H. And if we were talking about meters, it would be a hectometer, so HM. And then finally, we are going to then talk about our largest unit that we would use is going to be, we would divide our basic unit by 1,000,